continue with our Mountain Memories series here on Manx Radio. Let's go to the Valleys of Wales. Is it the Valleys of Wales, or whereabout are you? Matthew Rees, welcome.
We're deep in the heart of the valleys in a special place called Aberdare, Chris. I'm sure you've heard of the famous Aberdare Park races.
Yeah, are they hoping to be back this year?
August the 7th and 8th, I believe. So providing the Welsh Government wise up and sort it out, we can race.
What a funny year. What a funny year, Matthew. We spoke around about this sort of time last year, didn't we? You know, with the Kawasaki options thing that we did. And we're all thinking, we'll see it at the end. We'll see her in September. It won't be long, blah, 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 blah. Who'd have thunk it, hey? Who'd have thunk this?
I know. What a kick in the teeth. It was a hard one. It's been tough for everyone, mind, haven't it? You know, nobody's ridden, and it's been, pandemic has hit everyone in such a hard way. Despite the racing, people have been getting so ill and dying. It's just a tough time. So everybody's quite sad, really. But it's like the end of the tunnel now, and everybody seems to be smiling again, and things are getting slowly back to normal. It's good.
Well, back to normal-ish the other week for you at Scarborough. How did that go, racing around Oliver's Mount?
Yeah, it was good. It was good to get back in Scarborough. First time back in 3 years, and obviously a long time off the bike. We had a wobble about, and we had a bit of a problem, so we missed qualifying. So we had to go start at the back of the grid. But I was just happy to get out and ride, and we finished off with the second and the first. So happy to come home smiling in the end.
I had a quick chat to Dean Harrison the other day, and I was asking him about what's it like, because obviously you guys message each other all the time, with other races and stuff. Just to see them in person again must have been nice.
Yeah, he's a legend, and he's talking to the boys up there. I think they're talking about coming down for a ride on the bikes at some point now, in between races or whatever, try and get a bit of training done. But I think Johnny's the new team manager is going to sort something out and come down to Wales, and I'm going to give him a hide-in for a change of the dirt.
Are you good? Are you good on the old enduro bikes? Are you?
I rank the good boys.
Okay.
The boys I ride with, they take me out and they usually give me an hide-in, so I think it'll be hard enough for them.
Tell us about the bikes over your left and right shoulders. Tell us a bit about them. What have you got there?
We've got a KMR twin, which is supplied by Heat Tech. Which is owned by Mark Harrison, which I raced in Scarborough last weekend. I got the red top ZX10, and as you can see, we've got the new ZX10, the 21, which we're going to build that now and get it prepped for winter testing.
So that's obviously for next year.
For next year, we haven't had enough time on the bike, so I want to get more time on the bikes now before I jump back in 1,000. So build that ready for Spain. And the plan is leave it out there and try and get back and forth as much as we can, do as much testing as possible.
What sort of help are you getting from Kawasaki?
Well, to be honest, they've been great ever since day one. It's been a long time now, and it's very loyal of them to keep looking after me. They give us very good discount on the bikes, and GT Super bikes down in Wales, which is where it all stemmed from. They're still on board, and they're just looking after me with whatever I need, parts, bikes. It's really good, to be honest. Without them and all the other sponsors, it wouldn't really be happening. So I know that, Rich. I couldn't do it on my own.
Well, name a road racer it is. But talking about sponsors, with the tough year everybody's had, have all your loyal sponsors stayed on board with you? Your personal sponsors?
Yeah, they have. Yeah, and I believe a lot of them have had tough times themselves, and so we've still got them on board. Fuchs, Sukalina is still on board, and there's quite a good list of sponsors are still there. So, but it's good.
What about the rest of the year? Obviously, no TT, bit of a shame. No classic TT Manx Grand Prix. You're not coming back to the Island or even the Southern 100. What's next on the count the rest of the year for 2021?
Right. Well, we're going to do a club meeting next week now in Castlecombe in North Gloucester. Then I'm going to go back to Scarborough, do the Barry Sheen, and then we're going to go do an endurance race in Anglesey. Then I'm going to go straight to Armoy, Armoy road races. And then the week after that, back to Aberdare and do Aberdare. And then I'm going to see what we can get in between the Gold Cup. I'm thinking it might be an endurance race I can get on just before the Gold Cup.
Because they're talking about a Cookstown as well, aren't they, this year? Possibility of doing that?
Yeah, but I love Cookstown. I've been there before. And next year I'm going to do the full championship next year, which is why I'm going to do Armoy now this year. I've done Cookstown, but I haven't done Armoy because it's always clashed with Aberdare. But they're actually talking together now, and they're going to try and work things out so they're not clashing. So the plan is to do the full championship out in Ireland next year.
So is that going to mean you're going to leave the bikes in Ireland and just keep going backwards and forwards? Okay.
Yeah. So I've been quite lucky, really, to have good friends in Ireland, the likes of Derek McGee and their team. They've been spot on helping me out, and any help and support I've wanted, they've always been it. To be honest, they sorted a bike out for me for Armoy, so I'm going to team up with Derek for Armoy. The plan was to ride the twin that we got by there now in Armoy, but I think it needs to go in for a bit of work. So I know Ryan's a bit snowed under, but Ryan has offered to give me a bike to do Armoy on as well. So that's the plan.
Oh, that's brilliant. And Ryan obviously has a lot of success on the Irish roads. I mean, Derek's ridden for him. A lot of the Irish guys have. That's a good foothold in the Northern Irish quarter for you, that, isn't it?
I rode for him last year in the Northwest. First time I ever caught my leg over a twin, and didn't even see the bike. And we come away with the fourth in the Northwest 200. So he was well happy with that result.
Yeah, he's a hard taskmaster, is Ryan, is he? But that's how he's had all the success, isn't it?
Well, he knows what he's doing, doesn't he? So fair play to him.
So your team, Matthew, obviously, what have all your friends been doing, your helpers and everyone else over these last year or so? Have you all been keeping in close contact, well, as much as you can?
Yeah, to be honest with you, we've been talking a lot, keeping in contact, and I've just been doing, it's not a lot you could do, is it? We've been doing a lot of sneaky riding, bit of trials riding, bit of enduro riding. I'm lucky where I'm living. We've got a bit of land around us, so I've got a bit of a trial section on the go. Just kept myself busy, really, and trying not get too much down in the dumps, because it's been hard for everybody.
You've just been telling me that you've been recently a long drive down. Is it to Bournemouth to Bingley? That's a long drive backward and forward, isn't it, with engines and stuff?
Yeah, I left 6 o'clock this morning. Got there with the traffic about 9:30. So I dropped some engines off to Alan down the road, Rees. Sort some engines out to me now, ready for next weekend.
And how quick is the turnaround on that with Alan?
He's good. He's a good man. He's picked them up as well. To be honest with you, he said if I hang around now, he said he would have kept them. He would have done them for me there and then. But I told him I've got a very important meeting I need to get back to.
Okay. Obviously not this anyway. So Matthew, obviously, I mean, we want to be back here on the Isle of Man next year racing, don't we? And that's TT21 is going to be big in your plans, isn't it? TT22, TT22,
but it's shocking. It's 2 years without that place. So I'm hoping the border's going to settle now when we can get over, because it'd be nice to get over this year and try and get some laps in, just to see if what's going on over there and just refresh ourselves. But I think it's important now to get over and refresh before we race again.
What's the first thing you do when you get here? If you were going to be practicing, you were going to be racing, what's the first thing you do when you get off that boat?
Smile. Feel like I'm at home. First thing I do, well, to be honest, usually I'll go up to Mark and Avril's, and that's where I stay. Mark actually works at the Isle of Man. He's a guy, checks your passes to get into the park for me, and every year he keeps 3 bedrooms in his house free for me and the team, and they proper look after us. So I usually go to their house first, settle in, and then he's got a few bikes here I can borrow. And as soon as it's light, early morning, just get out and get some laps in on a bike. If it's dry, if it's wet, we get some in the car. So just get as many laps in as I can when I'm over there.
Did you ever think when you took your first Isle of Man steps, you'd still be having this much passion for it?
Well, I think it's one of them things that's in you, and they say it's like a drug. I think it's worse than a drug.
Did you think so?
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah. I've suffered quite a few big injuries, and nothing will pull me off from coming over there. No, I'll always keep coming.
Got to ask you about the love that you have for the Isle of Man. Obviously, there's other race circuits that you do. I think the Isle of Man above them all.
I'd say so. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I got to be honest. The Ulster Grand Prix is amazing. It's a shame that's not running anymore. Absolutely love that. I enjoy the Northwest and the Nationals in Ireland. Candriggy's probably been one of my favourites at the moment. Love Cookstown. Armoy, they say, is amazing. I've been there, done some laps, but I think that's probably going to top it off for me.
Armoy is mega. Armoy is mega.
Yeah.
What about some of the Southern Irish circuits? You've got the Skerries, the Killer Lane circuits, and you've got obviously Kells.
Yeah, we've done Skerries. We've done We haven't done Killer Lane. We've done Walderstown is another good one.
Yeah.
To be honest, any of them Irish roads, the welcome we get for travelling over, it's amazing. Love the passion the Irish got over there, the crowds, everything about racing in Ireland. Just the races, it's just good. Absolutely massive buzz.
Well, Matthew, thanks very much for your time today. I've got to ask you the final question is, whereabouts are you doing this interview? Is it in an office or somewhere? What's going on? What is it?
We're actually in HQ, tip top. So it's a business of ours. Me and my brother started 11 years ago. So I've had to switch all the phones off and prioritise you for Kozak.
Well, Matthew, it's been a pleasure speaking to you, buddy. We'll hopefully see you near the end of the year. Just stay safe over there and be careful when you're out in the Enduro bikes with Dean Harrison and those lot, will you?
Yeah, I'll try and take my time with them.